Well, it wasn't the day I was hoping for, but it was a day. I am in the green still. I'm actually still chewing too. If 2 days in, I'm 2 green days. I'm two up. Overall, these were, seeing that I'm started at 25. I'm getting close to what it is. I didn't quite get the 75 points or 100 points today that I wanted. I had 120 yesterday, I think is what it was. So I had 53 today. That puts me at 170, right? And I'm trying for that $100 a day. So I'm gonna try to pull it over the week. If I do the tomorrow morning right, there's no reason I couldn't get that and get this back and then get her back on track. I'm still green and I'm still new at this. So, I mean, all my whole system is wrong. I'm just trying to build some fundamentals. But uh, in there, again, I'm using a very limited subset. So it encourages me to kind of take a loss. I did Shopify today. Shopify is a horrible example given the frame rate I was putting up with it from earlier. Just let's see if I can get it back here. Yeah, this thing. Yeah, just jumped off of it. And I watched this last night too. I just couldn't believe it. I was looking at it. The morning was moving pretty decent. I actually made some points off of it. That's actually where I covered a lot of this that morning. I was in and out. I'm trying to check my percentages. What's it normally doing? How far does these measurements or distances go by eyeball? And I'm trying not to get wrecked. And, in some ways I do it very good. In some ways I did it kind of not so great. And again, the names I'm still not sure with earnings, with FOMC points, with, there was one more of them I was really going to do this. Earnings. Oh, it's Tuesday, right? I'm still getting used to what's it like in the stone mill the second week of getting in there and turning on the buttons and looking at the machine and saying, all right, so this one is up with that. And when that is, you would say, put it over on something else, right? Or this one, except for this one now is one of the other categories where they're kind of sinusoidal, and that's not a perfect system. It might, best case scenario, it does one of these and you put it in there and well, then that's going to help you climb quite a bunch if you go into the stock in itself and go down, check the puts and the holds and the little circle charts and all the, if you've got the advanced versions of this, which just reinstall it. I mean, at any rate, running it in there like that, it kind of gives you a little insight on what those bottoms are going to do. But I'm still learning, and my time sequences, the whole morning and afternoon and night thing, wasn't really good. Seeing that today was Tuesday, I really had to grind with these. I held on to these basically all day, and they just kind of soinily just stayed right there locked in. Comparatively to yesterday, which was a little hot, I mean, I don't want to. I would agree that the numbers prior, the hot numbers on Monday are a lot. I had 33 points in the first few setups, and then it's just kind of all over the road. Where then it's super tight here, and all the bottoms and things would people capitulate it, just make it impossible, just make this real nasty meat grinder if they weren't positioned in on the morning or didn't get out before somebody big decided to move around. Um, and so I'm still feeling that out, and I'm gonna say, well, we're left in. I stationed in for the night. That's what I did. These weren't red for me. They were moved, somewhere between lunch and 4 o'clock, and they just never connected. Big Lots caned me. I was actually in MP for a little bit today in Big Lots, and those three really wrecked my score. I'm talking 9 points, 5 points, so 15, maybe even 16, 17 points, which, for that 53, that would have put me over to what I needed on at least that 75, 25 across the board, 25, 25, 25, 30 or whatever. And generally I'm going to be taking, what I want for my prime horse, however I set up my stuff at night, and then I'm just going to, kind of work that one, make sure I'm trying to cover all the points, come in here and whatever I thought was long of course I'm gonna be checking through these the scroll of death as I'm running, but um, and then I'm just checking it, and I'm still in that because I'm so green, right? It's impossible for somebody to tell me don't pick up your phone and look at it. I'm just getting good with seeing. All right, I've had this on here for 3 hours, and it's gone down to 5, and done this, and then it's kind of chiseling its way back up like that. Except for Shopify today, then just clang and get 10, and then it'd go on, and it'd come right back down. And a couple of them I did move them out. I waited for a couple of them. I feel pretty good, even though it was a bad move. I feel good that I executed that technique, and I'm more willing to pay for that up front with points or whatever. And again, this is all paper trade and pride and ego, but I'm gonna get that back eating that toe hinge here. So again, you can split those. You don't like your position there. I was totally set into Shopify, all my shares. So when I dropped it, it didn't come back, and it come back up, and I was like, man, maybe I should get it out, and I didn't. But maybe the other option was split it. Peel 5 or 10 of them off, reposition it into its own dip, not just something else, which would help the Fed. In a lot of ways, they're going to say, well, where does that money go? Well, it comes over here, it goes out there, and then it's in 3 accounts and back in them during the week because of the whatever it is. Well, not mine. I'm just using those 20. It's like that's what I'm doing this week because that's where I am living. I don't care what I already checked over the weekend what I thought was going to be whatever. So that's where I'm going to be playing this week. And I'm sure 2 weeks, 3 weeks of a couple of different coin sets where maybe you got to pull one out of the other one and move it around, but, we're still trying to get to that 75 or plus 50 or whatever it is you're doing. So, they're not bad. 5 points seems like a lot there, but I had it on there. That happened hard. Big Lot was a big mover. I'm pretty sure it's decently set up in the weeks and the months. I might be wrong about that. I'm not looking. But these other ones, again, they had great days yesterday. People just didn't want to play them today. I put them in there about as low as I thought was comfortable after playing the day. And, and that's where I'm kind of camped right now until tomorrow on some of those. And they were moving nice and slow. So I might have a very busy tomorrow morning trying to make sure I cover and don't get wiped out. But I am basically set. Anyways, catch you on the next one.